In this episode, we talk about what, Louis? We talk about the EPL return,
Yeah.
La Liga return,
Yes.
the Bundesliga action. We had some sacer this weekend, some live sacer this weekend.
Magical.
FIFA 20. And we have a very, 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 very special guest on the show. Check it out. Louis, are you kidding me? This is a very special episode. Do you know what it is?
It's episode number 40.
No. It's episode 50, man. It's episode
50!
We did 50
50.
episodes.
50.
I've never done 50
50.
I have never had $50 in my wallet. I've never counted 50 people in a room. This is 50. This is a big...
I don't even think our bets, like, remember, like the taking a break from beer,
they don't
will be longer than 50 days, right?
We've never gone 50 days without drinking a beer.
50 days is, it's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are, going strong. Look at this. What are you wearing right there? You're wearing a Manchester United jersey?
Yes, sir.
Is that your Chicharito Hernandez jersey?
That's a Oliva jersey. It has no name.
You should put it. You should do Soccer Stupid. No, you should do or something. Come on, man.
Well, let me go back to this jersey. This is a very special jersey, actually. Back in the day, we talked about this a few months ago, where I used to play soccer for a team, and we used to play soccer. And as you may know, we were not good. We were not that good, Joao.
We were not good.
We're not that good.
Probably entertaining.
The last year, we actually went to the playoffs. That was like an incredible thing too.
That doesn't sound like you're not very good.
Well, we went from we played maybe like 2 years, and during that time we were like always not making the playoffs until the last time. But when we made the playoffs, we really got beat. You know what I mean? Like so we somehow got in the playoffs, but we did not belong in the playoffs. And of course, it showed because we got beat by the number one team. But nonetheless, this jersey is special because, you know what? I played, and I can say, I play organized soccer in my life. And
I'm proud of you.
I made it to somewhere.
Very, very proud of you.
Funny story about this. Because we used to play Sunday evenings. So many of the times, Joao, I was buzzed. Because...
That sounds so uncharacteristic.
Let me tell you why. Because Sunday night, right, we used to play Sunday night, and we're talking about I used to watch soccer in the morning. I used to watch football, and I used to watch whatever sports was going on. And every time you watch a sport, you have a drink, right? So I would have my drinks, and so the soccer game will be right after. So many of the times I would play, I wouldn't be 100% here.
When are you really 100% there, though? Come on.
You still like my wife.
Fool the audience. You sound like my wife. But I gotta do a really thick Russian accent, which I can't do. When I do my Russian, my son always makes fun of me.
What is your Russian?
In Russia, cars drive you. Yeah,
sounds just like her. Sounds just like Oli.
I'm gonna stop there because we're gonna lose all our Russian fans immediately if we didn't already with that. It's almost as bad as my English is my British accent. Oh, what are we drinking? That's the mystery cup. Louis mystery cup.
Today we're drinking iced tea. Very healthy.
Tea.
Healthy, guys. Very healthy.
Iced tea with vodka
I do not recommend this, but healtly for me.
I'm drinking Shipyard Deep Devil Brown Ale. Because I'm out of these are my reserves. I ran out of Stellas, and so now I'm dipping into my my monthly beer club beers.
Hey,
And,
wait,
yeah,
this is a good segue to what happened to you and I
tell
and
it.
the beers, right?
Oh yeah, let's
I
talk
lost
about
my
that.
yeah. So FIFA 20, Joao and I, we had
We went live.
a one versus one match last Friday.
Yep,
Yeah, last Friday,
we went
and
live.
we went live.
We went live, and you can still watch it on the YouTubes. Find the
Right.
Soccer Stupid podcast channel, and we have our live game on there where I am PSG and Louis is Barcelona, and and there was a beer
I
bet, right?
lost. I lost. Yes, I lost the bet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
But you know what?
yeah,
You know, the brighter side of this whole thing that I lost. I hate to lose, and you know that.
Mhm.
And
Oh, so do
you
I.
ruined my weekend, and that's fine. That's fine. That is fine, Joao. That is fine. But the beers were only $11.
What?
12
You
pack
stole
for
them.
$11.
You stole them. That's what you did. And guess what? They were delicious. Oh, he's gone. Oh no, he disappeared.
No, actually, you know what? This is what I love about Ralph's in the Valley. They have like the craziest deals, right? They had so wait, so I had to buy in order for you to buy the beers $9.98, you know, per 12 pack. You had to buy three, so that's like
Yep.
$30, like 30 something bucks for like 12, 24, 36 beers, bro. So then I was
A
like,
lot of math.
a lot of math right now. So, so then I was like, this is the reason why Joao didn't want me to pay him, because he would have been like, $9.98? Are you kidding me? Forget this. So then I was like, you know what? You want? I know.
The truth is,
You wanted me to go the extra mile.
exactly. The truth is,
But you know what?
it doesn't feel as good to get some Venmoed $12. You know,
Dude,
like you want nice cold beers brought to you. Like, what if the bet was like, I get you a jersey and here's $40. Go buy yourself a jersey.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. You want it to be show up.
No. It's different. No, not you. You already had the beers, Joao. You already had them. So that's why I was like, you know what? Make it easier for the world. But I know that you're different than I am. Because if you would have done the same to me, I would have been like, cool, just forward it to me. I'm okay with that. That's the old mentality versus the Miss Needy mentality over here.
But I wouldn't have caught you walking into the Shire on video.
I didn't know you had actually a camera there, dude.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have done stupid things. I would have been like,
I forget it's there until somebody walks by, and then it tells me somebody's there. Hey, you know what? I also
forgot? Did you know that I was there?
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I checked when I think we were like walking the dog, or I don't remember what it was, and then we were at some point in the front of the house playing this puzzle game on the Xbox that my daughter and I are completely obsessed with. It's one of those games where like you have to keep trying, you know, and then like you finally beat it, and then you go to the next one. So it's like totally addictive. So we're playing that. But it wasn't until we came back from walking the dog that I noticed there's a 12-pack there. Louis, he honored his bet. And then I went to the camera and I'm like, oh, there he is, yeah. I had to post it. I forgot to mention also that this, you know, for the listeners, we're also on YouTube. This is Social Distance episode 10 on YouTube. So if you don't want to just hear us, but you want to look at these ugly mugs, check us out on YouTube as well, and you will see this.
Growing some hair, guys.
I'm growing a beard.
Look, I'm growing beard. There's a bunch of hair here.
Yeah.
There's none here. There's some way here.
It looks like
there's none over here.
It looks like some ants are crawling up your chin. It's a bunch of even ant farm on your
Actually,
face.
You know what my goal is?
Tell us.
Do you know who Che Guevara is, Joao, by the way?
Of course I know who Che Guevara is.
So anyway, I was looking at some of his pictures, dude, and I think me and him have the kind of the same beer format.
Like if you grew it, you'd have those big, huge patches on the cheeks and stuff.
Well, look at this.
Yeah. This grows right here in the
look
chin
how horrible
and the
that
mustache.
looks. Look how horrible that is.
It was the style, man. It was the style, and that's what everybody looks like.
I'm gonna bring it back.
That's what mine's doing, though. Mine doesn't if you look very carefully, it doesn't grow as thick in the cheeks as it grows right here. But at least I can curl. I'm all about the mustache curl. Yeah. Keep it growing, Louis. I think you need to.
Dude, I will. My wife was telling me today that because I told her,
you're handsome. I bet she thinks you're handsome.
She actually likes it. She likes it.
Until
So
you until you can curl it, everyone's disgusted in my family.
It's getting there.
Oh, I do it all the time, and then I'm on these calls, and I'm just kind of going this. It looks like I'm thinking, but I'm really just thinking about the twirl in my mustache. Oh yeah. Well, I say, we had a really good buddy of the pod join us today. It's a really special guest to have him on here. He's a huge sports fan. We find out all about how he's coping with no live sports, but they're all coming back soon. And you have a history with him. You guys played on a soccer league together, as you were mentioning. But yeah, I think it was a great interview, and it was a lot of fun hanging out with him. I say, check it out now. I can't believe it. Louis, how did you do it? How did you convince Maurice to join Soccer Stupid, this soccer podcast?
Well, I have
the
to
first question's to you, Luis.
I have to give my first child to him, so I no longer have 2 kids. I only have 1 now.
Luis, welcome to the pod.
Happy with that.
We're happy to have you. We know that you are a major Sasser fan, and I see that you're wearing a Tottenham Hotspur jersey.
No, this is, let me zoom in. This is a French national jersey. Yeah.
Oh, shame on you, Joe. Shame on you.
Let me look carefully.
Come on, man. You have the rooster.
Yeah, hold on. Let me lean into the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But you're missing a star.
You think, guys?
Oh yeah, no. This is a couple of. I mean, if you get the women's one, they've got 4 now.
That's right. I'm
Women?
wearing men's. Folks who are just listening, I'm wearing my U.S. jersey that is just a little tight,
A little snug.
Luis,
Yeah.
Maurice is wearing the apparently the French national team, and you got Manchester United. Is that your Chicharito?
Good. This jersey right here. Maurice knows about it. We actually used to play for Deluxe back in the day, and somebody decided to
cheers.
Somebody decided to go Manchester United jersey. So this is a special jersey because I scored a couple of goals with it. So I just wanted to kind of bring it out and show it off to you, Joe. Because I don't think you ever play soccer, right? Is that how it goes?
Did I ever play soccer? Maurice,
right, organized.
Maurice, have you ever played soccer?
Yeah, so I played kind of league and rec stuff growing up, and
we played together.
But but like as a kid, the stats state of U.S. youth soccer, that it's really expensive, man, to get into the academy and club teams and touring and all of that stuff. It's not like everywhere else in the world where they kind of encourage street ball and it's not like basketball here. So at some point I dropped it and then sort of moved on, and then got a call from Luis. It was like, hey man, we got an adult league. It was it was on turf, 7v7, and it was just like 14 people that just do not belong in front of a soccer ball. Like it felt like 30-year-olds playing ASO ball.
Dude, it was funny. Our goalie, remember our goalie? Like he would just stand there, and sometimes the guys will kick the ball. Like when you score a goal or when you first start, how the kickoff, that dude would kick the ball from the half court, and it will go, and he will actually score it, dude. And we'll be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, all you have to do is kind of move where the ball is coming. And he would just let it go.
Didn't Tim Howard Tim Howard famously do that in either the World Cup or in one of the national team games where he scored like from the box into the other goal?
Yeah, he just went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did not make that up.
So explain to me, guy wearing the U.S. National team jersey, and the guy who's a Brazil fan who were beaten by France in 1998. How did you become a French national team supporter?
Well, I'm wearing this jersey first and foremost because it's the prettiest jersey that I've got. Like the French national jerseys are just always slick, man. I love USA Soccer. I will go to bat for USA Soccer, and when it's USA Mexico games, like you can't talk to me that week. I don't I just hide in the corner, especially since you never know how the U.S. is going to do. Like you just kind of you're on pins and needles the whole week. Like, is it going to be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? The USA jerseys are not nearly as slick, man. They're not pretty. Every once in a while, you get a slick looking jersey, or you get a throwback or something. But
what do you think? What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? This was. I think this was the 2019 one. I think this was
the one that they would have worn.
Yeah.
So, like, did they not qualify because they saw the jersey?
It was the jersey. It was the jersey. They're like, you know what? Our hearts aren't in it. I can't do it in this jersey. I can't do it in this jersey.
Yeah. Although that being said, man, I remember '98, and I was a huge Zidane fan and Thierry Henry just as players. So I love the style of play that Brazil played, right? Like they're just kind of like the best hybrid of like technical and physical and skill, right? But I remember I was rooting for Brazil, and then kind of switched over when I just started following those players, like a year and a half before the World Cup. And I'm sitting at the final, and I am literally the only France fan in a house full of Brazil fans. And at some point, like maybe 20 minutes into the match, they kicked me out of the viewing party, and I have to watch it in a bedroom with one of those little portable. Remember when TVs used to be like, it looked like a Game Boy screen with like the antenna rabbit ears attached to it? I had to watch that in like someone's bedroom by myself in the closet.
That's Louis'
just so they wouldn't hear me being like, ah.
Oh yeah, man, my TV.
That's tough.
Actually, I got it from Maurice.
You got it from me. That was the same TV. I once. I don't remember what it was.
Same TV.
I think it was a Copa America game. We were at Beanery or somewhere. I'd been somewhere where I had to take an elevator, and I remember walking in. I was wearing my Brazil jersey, and I assumed that everybody was going to be rooting Brazil. And I walked into like, I think it was maybe it was like Chile, Brazil. I can't remember, Louis. It was one of the games we went to, and I was in the elevator with like five of the Chilean fans.
Copa America, is that what you're talking about?
Maybe it was Copa America. I cannot remember. This was like years ago, and it's tough to be in a room with the opposing team, and there's more of them than you. It's tough to come by. Definitely, I understand that. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, dude.
It's such a
my
weird
Zoom, my Zoom suck?
Yeah, you broke up
a little bit. Yeah, I caught what you said though, man. It's such a weird thing in America though, because it's like you've got the big powerhouses, and like people root for Brazil and people root for Germany and France, but like, you can be in LA and it's such a hodgepodge. Like some American kid who just grew up in a neighborhood full of Paraguay fans is like a diehard Paraguay fan when the Copa America happens, right? Yeah. They're rocking the jersey and they walk into Barney's Beanery and you're like, you? Like, what? So that's probably the best thing about, watching soccer and being a soccer fan in America is that there isn't so much entrenchment. Like everybody is still you're still getting your footing. All of the teams, especially the club teams, still think of like America as a place where they can grow their brand because there's fans like people that are getting into the sport, but they haven't picked a team yet. And even then, like you put the right like team or you put the right organization on the ground, and you just create like a hotbed of fans. I think it's curious that like you wouldn't have thought like Austin, Texas, would be like a hotbed of fanaticism, but then they did it's huge there. They're putting the MLS team there, and then they had that soccer fan fest last season in there, and it was just rabid fans. Everybody kind of.
You got Matthew McConaughey leading the front with all right. He was good in the I don't remember their names. I know it's green. I want to say it has a tree name in it, like the.
Is that the Timber?
I thought it was just the trees.
Portland?
Yeah. It's the trees.
Talking about the Portland team?
No, the new Texas team. The new Texas team. I saw, there was a post with McConaughey. He's getting out of like a trailer and he's rocking the new Texas jersey. He's looking it up, Maurice. He's looking it up.
Oh,
his fingers.
Yeah, no, I think it's just Austin FC, but the logo's a tree.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking. I just made all our Texas fans they took the earbuds right off. So, you're a huge soccer fan. You're also a huge supporter of the women's U.S. national team, right?
Yes.
What's going on with them, and what are your thoughts of how they're treated and all that jazz?
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that they've gotten screwed from day one. Maybe a little bit self-inflicted just because they were not as successful, or the brand of women's soccer as a whole didn't have enough money for them to have the kind of leverage for them to negotiate deals. But they've gotten to the point where, like, it is clear that the federation is, like, every argument that they put in front of a judge about why they shouldn't be paying the women more or why it's legal for them to pay them, like, everything just kind of falls. Like, they put clear examples like, oh, the men make more money, but then in the last World Cup, the women made more money. Oh, they've got more endorsements, but then in the last World Cup, the women had more endorsements, right? Like, so little by little, like, they're kind of peeling away the layers, and up until recently, where a federal judge somewhere just kind of went, you guys signed a contract, so it doesn't matter if it was a bogus contract or not. You can't renege on it just because it's illegal or unfair. So,
the argument is it comes down to viewers, right? So regardless of your gender, right? I mean, I think the Women's World Cup pulled in, like, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it was an incredible amount of viewers. And whether it's women playing or men playing, they should be paid the same, right?
Yeah, but I mean, let's get.
Louis would argue, he would argue to the teeth against that.
I mean,
no one hates women more than Louis.
Especially my wife. No, anyways. Well, we're talking about viewing, right? But you're talking about nationally. We're talking about, like, men's soccer. It's worldwide. So I think that's why there's a little bit discrepancy there. Because I don't think women's soccer does really well outside of the countries that participate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the World Cup, man, it's like we're talking about South America, Asia, Russia, all the countries are tuning in. So in that sense, I do, kind of have this conflict where I don't know if it should be equal, because I feel like overall men's soccer, it's viewed everywhere in the world, but women, not so much. So that's where I have that conflict of interest. Where, like,
I mean, we can agree on the fact that it's bogus that the men's national team has a charter plane and the women fly coach, right? Like, that's
I mean, that's insane. But I mean,
the men's team get, like, masseuses, and the women's team have to go to the mall, right, to get, like, like.
I think I did see what's her name, Amy Weinbach, over at the Burbank Mall the other day.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, she's LA local. Yeah, like, it still feels like, as far as the level of, sure, pay per match or salary and prize money and all that stuff, I guess there's an equation for that. But just the way that you kind of treat a professional athlete at that, like, peak physical level, and the amount of effort that it takes to maintain a program like that, you should be investing dollar for dollar, right? It kind of almost reminds me that you're still treating the women's players the way that MLS used to treat, the inaugural season players.
Yeah.
Like, where I remember I would still run it at my local, Ralph's, and I would see, players, like, pulling out single dollar. Mauricio Cienfuegos from the Galaxy or Kobe Jones would be at my Ralph's, like, paying for their groceries, like, single dollar bills, like, out of their wallet.
We lost, so we didn't get paid well.
Yeah, at least, like, MLS has already figured out that they've got, they have to invest in order to grow the brand. It's not the other way around. You don't wait for the dollars to come in and then, reflect pay the same way. So my stance with the women is, like, you got to start treating them like elite athletes. You got to start treating them the way we do all of the other Olympians, right? I mean, there's an Olympic Village in Colorado, and everybody trains there full time. Their diets, their travel, their training, the machines that they use, the way that they travel, like, all of that is managed at, like, top A1 best in first class, like, no question.
First class.
And the women's national team, there's a question, like.
I do agree with that.
Do they get that? They don't. It's obvious they don't. So, like, start there. Like, You
I want to
start
see.
there.
I want to see you out there holding a sign in the next game. I want you like with the picket sign. It says, treat him like the men. Do it, Maury. Do it. So
Equality.
Man, no, but I love watching that game too, and it's similar to, some folks like college basketball more than they like the pros.
Yeah.
And
which to me, I don't even get. I mean, this is a whole different conversation. I don't get college sports. If you for me, I have to be invested in a team.
Yes.
I never understood why anybody could be like, I love Duke basketball. I love Duke basketball. Have you been to Duke? Like, I don't even know where it is. Like I can't understand how to get invested in a team, and get fully invested without having some sort of, community, investment. Does that make sense?
It does, but I'm the other way. Like I
also just angered a lot of people just now.
No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna anger other folks because I don't necessarily.
That's what the show's all about, just angering everybody.
Yeah, so you got the first half. Let me piss off the second half. I like programs and I like teams that start to do well and they build and like I'm a diehard Lakers fan all the way through. But I loved watching the Golden State Warriors come from a crappy team to a powerhouse team. Like I'll never root for them because they're in the Western Conference. But just watching them put draft picks together and an organization and start to invest, right? So I love watching that in soccer. Like I like seeing styles of play, how they evolve over time, and how teams start to like try to build a winning program over time. Which is why I love, in soccer, you reward programs that have longevity, right? Like the Champions League is based off of how you did last season in your league, right?
Yep.
So it rewards you for consistently excelling and sort of keeping up with the times. I don't like squads that like a rich billionaire tycoon comes in and just like throws money at a problem, because then you end up with like some super teams that just don't play get well together.
Real Madrid.
We can do that for like most teams these days. So Maurice,
any team that's been bought out by $1 billion in the last 10 years, yeah.
You're clearly a huge sports fan. How have you been coping with no live sports? So I think mid-June, PL's coming back. I think La Liga's trying to come back then. So we're slowly getting back, but we just went like 3 months without any live sports.
Yeah,
I joke that the only live thing is CNN. How have you been coping with? How have you been coping with that?
It's been rough, man. It will have been 100 days when La Liga and the EPL start to pick up again, and it's been.
You can see how it's aged. You can see how it's aged. Louis. Look at him without La Liga. Look at him.
Yeah, the bags under his eyes, man. Just staying up watching old
reruns of everything.
Yeah, you start watching stuff that you just never would have. You're like, oh, this is like a Uruguay under 17 like club fixture.
Yeah. We've been watching a ton of like soccer documentaries.
A couple of weeks before the craziness, I had the Fubo TV sports package, so like, and I prepaid like the 6 months, so I'm getting nothing but reruns for the last 3 months, man. It's been rough.
Ouch.
But yeah, I'm happy that they're trying to salvage the seasons. It's gonna be so weird without fans, man, because we've seen some matches. I think the Italian League had a match or two before they suspended play where it was no players.
Yeah, Bundesliga.
Even before then,
right?
Yeah, they've had some matches.
They've added the crowd
audio.
Crowd
noises.
Fantastic.
This is weird.
Like better than the.
I was watching the game. Dortmund against Munich, Bayern Munich, and I was telling the wife, I go, hey, Oli, look at this. There's like no fans, but they still have the audio of the chants and the songs.
So much better.
At least you have that, right? Yeah, instead of being just like completely quiet, and it's like.
What I don't understand, like when there's a foul, they actually have the crowd kind of react to it. So you got this guy live on the switchboard, with all the sounds ready, and he's like, oh,
Yeah. Or when like the goalie kept the ball a little longer, he kept the ball a little longer. So, you could hear the chants, like people getting like desperate, like, come on, kick the ball.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I want that job. I'm the guy who added in the crowd noises live on the game.
Pretty sure
Post-production guy that's just...
It's Luis's
Fabulous.
mystery cup. That's Luis's mystery cup, Maurice. We don't know how much vodka's in there until the end of the interview. We'll find out.
Gotta keep healthy, man. Gotta keep healthy.
It's ice.
We'll see how much he slurs his words at the end of this interview.
Right, exactly.
I start off really well, and I just
I get sweatier and sweatier as the interview goes.
It's hot today.
1,000 degrees in my garage right now. God damn it!
But I gotta ask the question back on the restarting the leagues without fans, man. How legitimate are these seasons going to be if you're doing, even if you don't finish the entire league, or you do a subset of matches, and then you're doing playoffs where like home field advantage is such a difference. There's such a impact that the fans have on the game, man. How legitimate are these championships? I mean, Liverpool aside, because they obviously just hand them the title, right?
But it seems like they are going to finish. They are going to finish. They're planning on finishing the PL League. So we may actually see a Liverpool finish.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually more interested in the UEFA more than anything, because everything is up for grabs. Because everybody, they're like, Liverpool lost against Atletico Madrid. Do you remember that?
No, anyways, I don't remember
that at all. I'm more intrigued about the UEFA more than the EPL, because the EPL, we know who won it. I mean, there's no way Manchester City is gonna complete, or Liverpool is gonna self-destruct, and Manchester City.
They're gonna win one out of the next 10 matches, like that,
and they still win it, because they're ahead what 15
something
games?
Like that. Yeah.
It's
I think they were literally like either 3 or 4 points away from clinching the league. Like they were 1 or 2 matches.
It was right there.
And then they just could have been in Hawaii this whole time with like the trophy in their hands, like. It's incredible, man.
I think for Liverpool fans worldwide, it was a pretty excruciating time.
It's kind of sad because you won't have the crowd, right, to celebrate. After you win the league,
we can Zoom
fans. No, but it's not the same when you're like in the stadium and everybody.
I want to Zoom. I want to Zoom with Klopp and everybody.
Yeah, they'll be like,
have a Zoom meeting with every single fan.
I mean, not for nothing. An actual real thought, though. I mean, they could just do it the way they do it in the NBA, which is they do the trophy presentation at the start of the following season, right? And just kind of punt on that until January.
Yeah. Send a letter to the Premier League, Maurice. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Before we end our interview, is there anything else you want to bring up? Louis, do you have any hardball questions that you want to throw at Maurice to make him feel very uncomfortable? This is your chance. And
I don't have one.
I have too many embarrassing pictures of Luis that I could post on.
Oh, you should have. This is when you should have brought him. This is when you should have brought him. You could have just bring each one right up to the screen. That would have been wonderful. And I could have
actually, Maurice and I, we've been friends for a very long time, and we're great friends, but we also are great rivals, right, Maurice?
It doesn't matter what it is. We're playing quarters or.
It's too easy to be Luis's rival.
I was thinking about this. Usually, Maurice is more like the physical part of like sports. Joao, on the other hand, is like FIFA 20 and let's do bets with other teams playing, but I'm not involved physically.
Yeah, anything where you're sitting down.
Yeah, I can't really
have a beer, those kind of things. Yeah,
it's sounding to me like Luis is a competition polygamist, and we're both fulfilling different needs.
Yes, he's got it from both sides, the physical and the not so physical. Man.
And the mental.
I can't wait till our kids start playing soccer together, Luis, man, because they're gonna put us on opposite ends of the field. Like
that's your golden ticket. Come on. Get them playing early.
I gotta get you, Maurice.
Get them playing early. All right,
Maurice. Wait. Before we go, Maurice, do you have a PS4?
Ooh.
No, I'm Xbox this time. I was PS3 all my life and switched over to Xbox this time. Actually, I didn't even do it. I couldn't decide between an Xbox and a PlayStation for like 4 months. There was an episode of The Big Bang Theory where the guy was at the Best Buy and he just had a nervous breakdown in front of the two displays. That was me. So at some point, my wife just comes home and she picked one. She goes, "Here, stop, just shut up."
There you go.
And she bought me an Xbox.
Shut up. Well, if you are able to invest on a PS4, we're actually making a group over here
Let's
of
make it
like,
happen.
dude, we have a lot of
Yeah,
we have a few
plug your
people
league.
now.
Yeah.
Dude, we go at it, and like, you know, we listen to we actually watch us playing on TV, right? I mean, so it's pretty awesome, dude. Like, if you were
It's
to
getting
get it,
intense. It's getting
it's getting intense,
intense.
bro. There's a lot of broken controllers. There's a lot of my wife. My wife is like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm just playing Joao." I need to, you know, it gets wild. So if you
I
can
gotta tell you,
afford it,
watching you lose, since we can't play ball or soccer together right now because of social distancing, just watching somebody else beat you at something is worth the $200 investment.
I'm still waiting for that video. You said your wife was going to videotape you. Do kids still call it videotape? I don't know if they still call it videotape. But she was going to video you playing somebody on FIFA just to get your reaction. I want that video. That's gotta go viral. That's gotta go viral, Louis.
dude, I am like you right now, like sweating before the game. I'm already like, who's next? Oh, Joao. Oh. Hey, Joao, what was the last time we played? Who won?
I think I won 4-0. I think that's how I remembered it, Maurice. That's how I remembered it.
That was me, Joao.
Here's a quick throwback to your rivalry. Who's gonna dye their hair over the next bat, man?
I think I'm done with the hair dyeing, and he'll never do it. Never do it. I to this day don't think that Louis, if he lost, would have gone through all the.
I would have done it. Hey, Maurice, come on! I would have done it, right?
You are a man of your word. Generally, yeah. I know you're a cheater on the field, but you are generally a man of your word. If you said you were going to do it, we hold you accountable.
We'll
this
see.
is the kind of guy that would just trip me up on a basketball court, man. He's just.
I gotta see these videos. I gotta see these photos. They're around somewhere.
There's
All right, Maurice, it was fantastic having you on the show. You are a soccer stupid friend of the show. Is that what the kids call it? And we'd be happy to have you back.
Yeah, long time listener, first time caller. Yeah. Appreciate you guys inviting me, man.
Yeah, happy to have you, and you can join the show anytime. Except maybe not wear a France jersey. Yeah, bastard.
Maybe next time you should wear Argentina or El Salvador.
No, I gotta tell you, man. All of those other jerseys, my kid is almost old enough. He wears my size, so all of my really cool jerseys, the Barca, Argentina, they're gone. Like they're in his closet. So they just disappear one day. I'm like, oh.
Those are the first to go. Those are the first to go.
Soccer jerseys are very stylish, by the way. Soccer jerseys are very stylish jerseys, so people really actually like them. It looks nice.
Yeah, just wait. You've got 2 sons, man. You're not going to see another soccer jersey. That Manchester United that you're wearing, I don't think they're going to hawk from you. But
they actually might play for this team one day.
Oh, get on it!
All right, guys.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
See ya. Thanks again,
Maurice. Thanks for your time, man. Thanks for having me.
We'll chat soon.
Yeah, hang in there.
Interview City. What did you think? What did you think about your buddy Maurice, a friend of the pod? It was great having him on there. He's such a good guy, and he loves the sports.
Maurice is a very intelligent man. I said man.
And so are you.
Especially after my iced tea right here. No, but in a serious note, Maurice has always been the guy that I look up to. He's
tall.
Very brainy. He's very brainy. No, the funny thing we talk about sports, I always being physical. I always being like, I'm gonna get this however I can. Physicality number one, and he's more like mental, methodical. And I used to hate it because.
Are you calling Maurice fat? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's actually a smart man, dude.
Oh,
and
okay.
he has formulas for everything. He has like tactics. He's a very tactical person. And so when we play together, we're great because, physicality, tactical, kind of like if you put it together, eventually it becomes like one and he wins. But when we go at each other, sometimes I will beat him, because of my talent or whatever. And sometimes he will beat me because of his brains. And I was like, how can he? So I love that guy, dude. Like he's my brother. And, again, he's up here, and I'm like,
where am I on there? Where am I on there?
Enough about that. You're like, ah!
I'm down there.
Like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah.
You know, we're actually pretty close. No, but you know what, Joao? I hate you when we play FIFA 20. I hate you.
We should interview me someday. We'll talk, and then we'll go to an interview where you're interviewing me, and you can come back and be like, "I hate that guy. I hate that."
That
Yeah,
guy.
I agree. I think Maurice is fantastic, and I'd love to have him on the
Yeah.
show anytime. Maurice, you're always welcome to the pod, especially when sports comes back. I think there will be a lot more to talk about.
Oh yeah, he has a lot to say.
But and you know, we're saying that sports are coming back. So EPL has, I think there's a June 16th is their hard date to come back. The Liga is trying to come back mid-June at some point too. So there's inevitably it's all coming back, and it's kind of very exciting. I'm starting to get like a little bit of the tingles here because I watched the Bundesliga game this weekend. I think you did too with Bayern versus
Bayern
Dortmund.
Munich.
And that was
Dortmund used to be coached by Klopp back in the day.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he brought him to a tippity top as he did.
Yeah, actually, they a funny story. He ended up being Dortmund against Bayern Munich, and we're not Bayern Munich fans because there's a couple of players there that I was not very fond of.
You don't like Mueller? Mueller.
Was it that face that you posted earlier?
Yeah.
Shadow face. That is so obvious. It's like you look at it, it's like, how can I go wrong with this? Like that phase. Like
You can't forget a
ugly mug.
Yeah,
That's
you can't forget that.
Mug right there.
That's a mug. But it was great. That was actually my first live soccer game since this all went down, and I gotta tell you, I got very excited, and I got excited for it all to come back, and I was actually. Again, I don't follow Bundesliga, but I had to watch. I had to watch something, and this was kind of a high stakes game, and it was really, they put there wasn't anybody in the crowds, right? No supporters, but they had the audio. I thought that was kind of interesting. It worked. It worked for me. It really did.
No, yeah. You know what? I wonder how the players actually is it going live? You think it's happening to the?
I don't think I don't think they're blasting it in the stadium. So I think you could.
That would be a good idea, though.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would be a good idea? Just to
keep
it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would sound like though. Like if it would be distracting or
You'll be like. You'll look out like there's no one there. Like whatever. Oh, whatever.
Creepy.
We'll take our time.
They should have all their moms there. You got this, honey. You got this. Come on.
Wait,
that's my boy.
Wait, didn't some stadium have like cardboard of like player? I mean, people.
Yeah.
They're like they would just pop out. Like
I was thinking that they should do that. Like maybe the next LAFC game where there isn't a crowd, they just put pictures of you and me on
everywhere.
Just everywhere. Every seat has you and me.
That would be great for the brand. That would be great for Soccer Super, dude.
Yeah,
seriously, like
I'll send them a photo right now. LAFC, if you're looking for good-looking mugs to fill your stadium, you know where to go. Soccer Stupid. That's ridiculous. But I mean, are you excited? I mean, you've been without sports just like me. You haven't been able to partake in any of these live games. Are you excited that it's all coming back? You get to see your boy Messi again.
I actually wanted to post something on our, Soccer Super page. There's a Messi video, but it's like we talk about how it's one a day. I don't wanna superimpose.
You can post as much as you want, baby. Don't hesitate. Well, don't hesitate. Sometimes we go and sometimes we go 3-4 days without the post.
You know what the funny story about this is? Like, it's so obvious who posts what, right? You lean towards Klopp and Liverpool, and I lean more towards Barcelona, Messi.
It must be it's whatever's in our feed, right? And we're like, oh, I got to share this.
Well, that's cool. Like sometimes I get the ESPN, posts and stuff, and I'm like, I like this. I think we should put this on our podcast. And sometimes I do not want to. Like, I think I think you have more. I don't know. I'm impatient. Like I think through things. It takes a little while for me to create a nice sentence or a paragraph. And sometimes you're like, dude, come on, you gotta write something. I'm like, I was just rushing. I just couldn't think of anything.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to put so much pressure on you.
Well, I keep cutting my veins, but it doesn't work.
I can't do it.
I hate you, João.
Speaking of social media, we've noticed that a lot of podcasts have kind of reached out to us. We'd be happy to have any soccer podcasts on the show. If you are interested in getting interviewed, having us on your show as well, let us know. We try to have a guest on every week. We had 2 podcasts this week. Flake on us. Won't mention any names, but we weren't able to make it happen. But again, hit us up anytime, either on Instagram, on Twitter. You can email us at soccerstupidpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. But we'd be happy.
You can swipe right on what's it called? Tinder?
Yeah, Tinder. Yeah.
You see my face there?
It's
this guy's face?
That would be wonderful. One fan at a time. One fan at a time.
Left.
I don't even understand how that works. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put myself out there. I mean, I'm a married man.
But
at the same time, it's like, even if you're not, hey, where's your ring date, Skippo?
Oh, it's right here.
Incognito. Oh, very nice.
Incognito.
You get a flesh-colored ring. You can't tell. No one can see it.
Protection.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I don't know how.
Come away from me.
And also, speaking of online, you and I have upped our FIFA 20 game time playing. So every evening, it seems like we're more and more delved into the FIFA 20 world. We got calluses on our thumbs, right?
Yeah, dude.
How's your FIFA game going?
Well, it's been bad, right? I mean, we talked about the last couple of weeks. I keep going to Division 9 relegation right now. I think I'm maybe getting it now. Like I need to learn how to slow it down, right? Slow it down.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like the cure.
Yeah.
It works. So right now I'm in Division 9 and I have 2 draws, 1 win and 1 loss, which, it's keeping me alive either to stay in Division 9 or jump over to Division 8.
Yep.
But
you're going to do it. I can feel it.
It's been very frustrating. Sometimes I get these kids, I don't know maybe I don't know if they're kids or elderly or whoever that is, but they're just completely self-destructing me, man. Like I was playing, I think it was yesterday. I think I was playing some guy, and he was just like magnificent. Like he kept passing the ball perfectly. It was 5-0, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm out. Quit.
Yeah, I took a 4-day sabbatical. I was like, my feelings were hurt too much, so I could not win the game. But you definitely do go you get win, and then you go lose, win. I mean, I'm suddenly, knock on wood, in a win streak or like a tie or a not lose streak right now.
Right,
so
right.
I'm tying in there. So I got to 7 somehow, magically. I got to 7. I don't know how. I'm not going to tell you that I meant to do it. It just suddenly said I was there. And I don't know, because if you look at my stats, it's like crazy. Like this season is like 4 straight losses, and then like 2 wins, 2 ties, and I had just passed relegation. So I'm safe for another season in 7, but I can't seem to get out of 7. But going back to just chill. I definitely, and it's so hard to maintain that rule when you're playing, especially when they score first, and then it's just you fall apart. But on the games that I do chill and I don't run up my defense and I kind of relax, pass the ball, just do whatever I can to score. I do well. I do really well in those games.
Well, one thing that I found out is that you need the whole team in order to score, right? Because I don't know, I think maybe when we used to play against each other, it would be pass it to Messi, and Messi would somehow beat you and score. But I've noticed that in this game, when you're playing good competition, you really have to utilize your forwards and of course the mid center and everybody, because you have to kind of set them up. You have to set up the play where if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, which happens most of the time. But when you do it properly, sometimes you get the right results. But that's like this is where I'm like learning,
Yeah.
where I'm like, okay, I need to throw it back instead of like forcing it in, because when you force it in and you have these kids that can play really well, that's when you go wrong, because
Yeah.
they will steal it, and then it's a counterattack, and then the counterattack results in a goal, and you're like, this is like my thought, right? Where I'm like, they make it look so easy to score, whereas me, I find it so hard to find that
You're struggling.
little window.
Yeah.
Like I find it so hard.
Feels
to
so
find.
good when you do get that goal in, though. Like when you equalize, or you're like in goal first, it's just like, yeah.
Right. And I try to play the courteous game where, like, when I score, like I click so that way we can go back, and start all over again. But some of the people you play, they want to watch everything, the setup and the score. So, yeah, right.
I'm that guy. I think it helps. It helps.
Well, when that happens, and I'm like, okay, then I'll be that. Like I try to be like, the mature person. You can't be mature.
It took me so long. It was so hard for me to score. I'm gonna make you watch Mbappe score it. I want you to watch the whole thing when they cut to the crowds cheering, and then they do the replay. I'm that dude.
They do the dance. What's up with those dances, dude? They do like the warm dance. I
love it. Yeah.
Like
you hit zero. I think it's random, and you get like totally bonkers.
Like, I'm like, that is not Messi in real life. Like he would never do such a thing.
I don't remember. It tells you when you're doing it. Like 0 is, or whatever the hell is random, and then I think it's like X or something is their normal. What do you call it?
Or like their original cheers or
oh my god, goal celebration. Oh, I got there.
No VAR needed here.
No VAR needed. It's there. Just you got to go through all the drawers and then get it, and then you find the right file. It's a goal celebration. But yeah, that's my thing. It's like if I play just calmly, and I'm not gonna tell you. I have a new formation. I've been testing them out. I have a new captain, and I have new tactics, and I've been messing around with these things. And so,
has it worked?
And that's what I mean. Like now, I'm on this winning tie streak in Division 7, and it seems to be working. So I'm like keeping it with that. So let's see.
So wait. So our barometer. Wait. So we have a barometer, right? Anthony is like here, and then Rob is right here. And then it's us right here. So how have I don't like? Hey. I know you've lost a couple of games against Rob.
I definitely have lost probably every. I think I beat him. I think the first game, and I've never been able to beat him again. Hey, let's not forget. I think it was last night. I played VAR. I played your brother Anthony, and 2-2. 2-2. I drew first blood, baby.
That's a win.
First blood, 1-0. He scored almost immediately afterwards. I'm like, oh, dude. And when he did that, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be 5-1. And then he couldn't score again. And I can't remember who scored the next goal. I think he scored the next goal, so it was 2-1. And then, oh yeah, that's right. And then
you scored
last minutes, I kept the ball away, but the last minutes, I scored the equalize, and that to me is a win.
Right, dude. That's must be the formation you're just talking about right now.
But it's also, again, I don't want I know he listens to this, so I don't want to give away too much. But it's also not running up. I can tell him when he knows I'm not doing it. But I have this bad habit of selecting each of the players, running them up to the guy who has the ball, throws everybody out of formation. They get in front of me, and then they score. And that's where you get these 3-4-0 wins on you. Because you throw everybody out of formation. So I work with the computer now.
I don't think you should give him that kind of credit, because I've seen him play you, and he's not thinking about, Joao is just doing this. Like he doesn't think like that. He
paused. He can tell when I'm not. He can tell when I'm not running everybody out.
Well, he does his thing right, and it seems to work. But I don't think he's actually thinking what you're doing. He's just doing his thing, and it seems to work.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Anthony has skills. I mean, he's like we gotta catch that bird. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy.
Oh, we're gonna have to learn all the finesse moves. And also, you gotta remember, it's also a video game, right? So you can see, it's all about timing. It's Mario, right? It's all timing. So if you get that pass, if you get the pass right, you've done things. I know, like when you play the game, and you've had a successful goal, like a good run, pass, and goal, you try to kind of like there's some moments that I try to replicate, and I'm trying to do the same thing. And I've done those same exact goals, but you gotta get the timing right. Like if you're off just a little bit, the opposing player either intercepts or it's offside, or it's like it was kind of like the real game, right? It's like it's offside if you don't get the pass right. It's all about timing.
I've been trying to do like the finesse shot, and it hasn't worked for me. And I think that's when I went through a slump. You
don't need the finesse shot
because a slump shot. Finesse shot is always good when you're like close to the goalie because you can curve the ball.
Yeah.
But when you're kind of far off, it's a finesse shot. It's not straight in goal, right? So every time I've tried it, it's failed miserably, and I was like, I could have scored that. So again, patience. And, we talk about Messi, Anthony, and Messi, Luis. Two completely different Two completely different players.
Remember that? I was playing him someday, and he had to take off, and you took over. I'm like, this is a different Messi entirely.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's like Messi with the flu.
It's like Messi just gave up.
I don't want to play anymore.
That's a Messi upbringing.
I think if I recall, we kept that game at tied also. I ended up in a tie.
I messed up and I ended it quickly. I turned it off and you ended up winning.
That's right. Those are my favorite moments. Really, those are my favorite moments. I've had cases where, again, people have beaten me and like my highest scores, and then it goes, you lost connection with your, and I'll either like erase it, like I never had played the game at all, or I'll get the win. It's wonderful.
You know what? I was playing this guy last night, and he was actually better than I was. But I was able to score. A lot of people are better than I am. But somehow I scored 2 goals on him, and it was already second half. And at the beginning of the second half, we were playing, and I was like, kind of like playing ball and whatever.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he quit. That was like the best.
Oh, it's the best.
Because you know what? He was better than I was. He had to just zen out. Zen.
Yeah.
And he would have beat me. But you know what? Sometimes I got to give my credit to my goalie, dude. Sometimes he will make a miracle, like, stop. I'm like, he should have scored that. He should have scored that. Thank you. What's it say? Steger, whatever his name is?
Yeah. I've had cases where people have rage quit when I equalized. Like, they were, like, clearly going to win the game. These guys are good. Right. Now we equalized. It was, like, mid-game. It's like, and then all of a sudden, you've lost connection with your... I'm like, yeah!
I need more of those, man. I need more of those to get to the level where you're at.
I was going to say, maybe that's how I got to Division 7. I got all these people quit on me. I'm like,
I hardly get this guys.
I'm going to try to get to 6. And then 5. And then I'm going to take over the FIFA world. My plan.
The pinky and the brain.
If anybody listening wants to play us in FIFA, I'm Bilbo in the Shire, baby. Bilbo in the Shire.
And I am Truco 77.
We're looking at that. My son and I were looking at that. What the heck is Truco True? Explain yourself.
I think I have it wrong, by the way. There used to be, when I used to live back in my country, you know how they used to have
in Mother Russia?
the newspapers, and then they used to have the comic section. So there was this comic called Truco True. But every time I ask somebody, they're like, I never heard of that before. So, but anyway, so Truco True it was a caveman. He was a caveman, and he had like a caveman. Yeah. It's a caveman comic. Yeah. So I thought when I first created an account, I was like, you know what? It's kind of unique. I'm not sure that many people are gonna have it, so might as well use it. So then that's where the Truco True comes from.
Yeah. Interesting.
Caveman.
I zoned out. I zoned out during that entire thing, by the way.
But anyways, that's what. Let's not talk about women and caveman.
That's a different podcast entirely, right? Episode 50, I would say, is in the bag. What do you think?
Yeah, man.
You feel that way? You and your Manchester United jersey.
I scored 100 goals. I don't know.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not a bad. What do you call it?
I scored maybe 10 or something.
I believe you.
I'm trying.
I was like, hey, that's not actually not bad in 3 years.
Well, you know what? The funny story about the soccer team was that
Yeah.
since I'm like the most active, they would put me in the back because we were so bad. We were so bad that we needed defense. So even though I wanted to be like in the front, you know.
You wanted to be a striker. You wanted to be on top. You want to be the guy who scores the goals.
Everybody want to be a striker, by the way.
You want to be the lead guitarist, or you want to be the striker. Yeah.
But for the team, I had to take the, that smaller role, right, of a defender. And dude, I mean, we still got beat. So I don't know if I belong there. I don't know, but sad times. But you know what though? It was, at the time we sent Sangram, one of our guys who is one of our Patreons.
He's a friend of the pod. He's not only a friend of the pod, but a pod supporter. And a good time to say, if you want to support the pod, we have a Patreons page.
Patreon.
Soccer Stupid, find it.
So
you can be a member for $1 a month. You know what $1 a month a day is? Like 6 cents.
That's
helps keep the pod alive.
Please. No, anyway, so Sangram was one, he was part of the team too. We had a mix of good players and bad players, and I think, eventually we all glued in and we were able to make it to the playoffs. But I'm still hopeful that one day I can be in a soccer team.
It's going to happen. Old folks home. In the old folks.
And bring the...
the big giant purple dildo, World Cup trophy dildo.
There's money in there too, dude.
That was obscene. Stay, don't watch us on YouTube. Just listen to us on the pod. That was obscene what I just saw there.
Hey man, you saw that. I was more... I was as innocent as possible.
You could be like the Pele, or the Maradona of the old folks' home. And you can play the soccer in the soccer league. You can start the soccer league there. What do you think? I amuse myself. That's all that matters. Louis, I can't believe we made it through 50 episodes. I feel like we've accomplished something in our lives. I don't know what it is, but something's been accomplished. These are recorded in history, right?
This is going to be available to the world.
It's available for the world forever. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go to a Disney vault somewhere. It's going to it's going to be out there.
Did you say what?
I can't believe we made it through 50 episodes. It's great having a podcast with you, my brother, and I hope we have 50 more episodes. See you, brother.
Take care, man.
Peace.
Wow, you should be a singer, dude, instead of a podcaster. Peace.
Peace.
Ah.